Well, I don't care if it's the system, if it's the players, if it's the manager, if it's the board, it's whoever. Manchester United, the only chance of them to win a trophy this season has gone. They've messed up another opportunity again. Grimsby, now Brighton at Old Trafford, a very, very poor performance. And I didn't care about the result going into the performance going into the game. All Manchester United needed to do was get the result and just progress to the next round. I don't care if it's stinky, if you win by a lucky goal, an own goal. All Manchester United had to do is get through, but no, they couldn't step up, and the players didn't do the job throughout the game. And ultimately, Brighton were the team that deserved to go through in majority of that game. Now, listen, it's another head scratcher for Manchester United because the club is absolutely finished. Where do you go from here? No manager. Who's gonna stable this shit for Manchester United? The players looked in disbelief. Like, the reaction to the game is just frustration and anger, really, because Manchester United should have got through. And it's a criminal offence that they didn't, because there were chances there for Manchester United in the opening of the game. Diego Dallo, what are you doing with that? You had two chances. I seen someone say that he plays football like he's trying to rage bait people. Like, this guy is one of the most frustrating people to watch as a Manchester United fan. He makes the best runs, probably one of the best players that make a run to this team, but again, just no end product. Like, he's got Lionel Messi IQ with the runs, but Diego Dallo finishing, like, the runs are fantastic. He finds himself in so many positions. I remember West Ham game, Burnley game, Brighton game. Like, he's finding himself in some good position, but he just can't finish. And ultimately, Manchester United, the team, man, like, are just finished from top to bottom. There's no sort of cohesion in the game. And yes, United had chances and there was opportunities there. Sesko gets a kind of lifeline towards the end of the game, but again, there wasn't enough shown for Manchester United throughout the game. And Darren Fletcher, like, again, I think that's probably his audition gone, and he would probably be fuming. United couldn't create enough in that game, and in that first half, I thought for large parts of it, Manchester United were the better side. They looked comfortable on the ball. They were a nice bit to play, but we couldn't do anything in the final third, and we looked lost as a team in the final third, and that's not a recent thing. Yes, against Burnley we were good, and they were a 19th place team, but when you go to a team that know what they're doing when they're defending, it's problems for Manchester United. There's concerns. You look legless. You look clueless. Like, what do you do in that final third when you get there? There's just no. There's no. And listen, there's no excuses because Bruno's there. Like, yes, we're missing Ahmad and Burmo, but Bruno. Everyone was saying when Bruno's out, who's going to create? Who's going to do this? But it wasn't good enough for Manchester United in the final third. And in that first half, you look at where the goals come from. It's absolutely shocking defending for that first goal. I mean, Mason Mount, like, he is genuinely terrible. Like, what is he doing? He just lets. We've seen Casemiro in the last game. We've seen Mason Mount today. Like, what are they doing? Just letting players. That's like the basics of football. Just watch him out when he goes past you. And Mason Mount couldn't deliver that. And listen, it's a great goal in the 12th minute, which it was against the run of play because United were the better team in that game, in my opinion, up until that moment. Then they get the goal and then they settle into the game. Then United get into it back towards the end of the game and try and just to end that first half, and tried to do something in that game, but ultimately they couldn't do that. And the second goal, listen, it's poor from Martinez, who I didn't think had a great game. It's poor from Yoro because I think he should step in. He runs off Ugarte. It's a great finish by Welbeck, but it just wasn't good enough. And United were definitely the worst side in that second half. I don't know what was going on. We tried to just get into the game. We tried to make subs. I thought Mainu was someone who looked alright controlling the game, but we were absolutely awful. And the whole club is a shambles right now. I mean, Manchester United are finished. I mean, Shea Lacey, come on, as an 18-year-old, looked like the only player who could give us something. He was wide. Immediately gets in, one touch, bam, puts across into the box. Again, gets a red card, which again is just frustration, and that will be a learning curve for him. But oh my days, Mateus Cunha as well. Jeez, he is a very frustrating player at the moment. Listen, he can give you a moment of brilliance and might score the odd goal, but he just needs to stop being so greedy with the ball. If you look at Mbeumo and you compare him, Mbeumo is someone who will play the pass, simple pass, put across into the box, one touch shoot. Cunha tries to think he's Messi, tries to take on five guys and try and score. But yeah, like, United were just not good enough. Listen, you want Manchester United to get the win, and you think, wow, can you go out, get the win, get the performance, and get the job done? But ultimately, they couldn't. And yeah, it's the referee as well. But Manchester United don't get the job done. They're out of the FA Cup. I mean, the season's over. Write it off now. I mean, we're not going to get Champions League football, are we, if we're being realistic? because that's it's going to need a miracle, and the manager that's going to come in is going to have to do wonders with this squad. But this goes down to the board. I mean, what are they doing watching this game? Because United were just not good enough as a team. Getting scored at home with our strongest team in a cup we need to stay in versus Brighton. I mean, Brighton didn't even play their first team. This was their second string team. I think they made 7 changes from their last game, and that just tells you everything they need to know. They were by far the better side. They were very good on the ball. They saw their chances. They played deep. They exploited Manchester United. And again, as a team, we just looked finished. We looked lost in that final third. Like Dallo infuriating. I thought Euro did well in that back four. And I think the back four did massively suit. But the system I don't really care about anymore because it's just the players that are not good enough, in my opinion. And Danny Welbeck, that's what his 7th goal now, I think, against Manchester United. But whether that's a 4-2-3-1, like Mason Mount, absolutely like horrific performance by him. And I think he's someone, listen, we know we offer something going forward, but he didn't even offer that in this game. So it was just a very clueless performance by him. Sesko tried, he was getting half chances, he was trying to get into those zones, but something has to change at Manchester United quickly because these players are not good enough. Ugarte stinking up the place. Kobe Mainoo tried to get into the ball, tried to control things, looked like the deep line playmaker. At times was dropping deep, but you look at the goals that we concede again, and I don't care how many goals we scored. I think we're up there in the Premier League for one of the most goals scored, but defensively it's a shambles. And listen, Lamont just come in and brought us a bit of stability, but I just don't think we have a true leader in that back line, and I think we are massively missing De Ligt, and I think when Masraoui comes back we will see significant improvement. But Diego Dallo, man, I can't believe that performance. Listen, we had more XG, but XG is a load of crap in a game like this. 8 shots on target, 19 shots in total. But you look at the shots on target that there were, I can't like... Sesko had a chance, half chance though. Bruno had that free kick that went under the wall. I'm trying to think of some other chances off the top of my head. Maguire at the end. But again, it's just against a Brighton team who have struggled this season. And Brighton definitely were the team that looked better and probably deserved to get the win, in all honesty. But how many times are we going to see United go without a trophy? This was the only glimmer of hope that United had in the season, and ultimately it's gone. They're so crap, so rubbish, and I think ultimately where you go from here, you don't know. I mean, City in our next game doesn't get easier. Then you got Arsenal, like huge problems at the football club, and knowing this scumbag of a team, they will go and beat Arsenal, and probably go get a result against Man City. Like, you just can't trust the players. The inconsistency. Bruno, you need him to step up, but you look at that Welbeck goal. Dorgu is poor by him. He gives him too much time. Martinez in no man's land on the blind side of Euro. One run past Dorgu. It's just not good enough. And listen, we're out of the FA Cup, and how many times, like, what do you want to happen going forward? There's no Carabao Cup, no FA Cup. This is the first time Brighton have won in the FA Cup at Manchester United. Like, don't care if Ruben Amorim's the manager, if Pep Guardiola's the manager, whoever's the manager is, they won't be able to. They've got to work a miracle with this squad. And yeah, listen, yes, it's unfortunate for Lacey and these sorts of players to get sent off, but ultimately you're relying on an 18-year-old who's making his FA Cup debut to come on and create chances for you like that. That shouldn't be what's happening in a game like this. But listen, United bow out the FA Cup. It's not good enough as a team. They should be embarrassed really, because Brighton were a team who struggled in that first half, and that's where United should have got the goal. I think the only thing missing from that first half was a goal. And again, Brighton slowly time wasting. They knew as the minutes go on, they can waste more time, get more chances, and yeah, ultimately that's what they aim to do. And yeah, knocked out both competitions in the first game. It's embarrassing for Manchester United. So yeah, not good enough. Yes, there were moments there, but ultimately not good enough from United in the final third. And let's see now what does happen. United will probably go out and get the manager tomorrow, see what positive PR that brings. But the season is effectively over in January. Knocked out of the FA Cup. I'm an optimistic fan, but listen, we have to take off the red tinted specs and look at it from a non-biased perspective. This club is finished. It has been for a while. We've had all the managers brought in and they won't be able to get anything from this team. So yeah, Brighton, they got the job done against Manchester United. It's very, very infuriating because you need the team to step up. You need one moment from them. And I thought the system was the issue. It's not, and it's a mess. United are in a crisis. Shameful performance by the team. And yeah, ultimately Brighton get the job done, and they thoroughly deserve to get the 3 points because. Not sorry to go through into the fourth round of the FA Cup, but Manchester United, you need to fix up because the derby is coming around thick and fast. And before we know it, whoever the manager is, they're gonna have to work a miracle in that game. Listen, there were positives: 4-2-3-1. We looked comfortable at times, but in the final third, nothing there. Clueless. Um, there was no creative spark. Bruno was trying things, but again, I don't know. Bruno just didn't look himself today. But very, very frustrating. Let's see what does happen. But Manchester United, man, we got to fix up.